Okay, this is basically in response to my second to last video, which was the 100 plus arrows travels um, 200 blocks. Um, I just wanted to say thanks because I mean I figured that video would do okay, but I didn't know it would do that well. So I just wanted to say thanks. I thought that was pretty cool. I know it's just the algorithm half the time, um, but it's cool to see that most people enjoyed it, and I'm really glad. So I figured I'll probably keep making videos on arrow cannons. I know a lot of people wanted to see something with flame arrows, maybe a combination of flame arrows with harming 2 arrows against a live pillager raid. That might be a cool video to make. So, um, also, I would like to make more versions of that arrow cannon in the future because I feel like arrow cannons are quite underdeveloped, um, and so I think it'd be kind of cool to try to tackle that. But the reason I'm making this video specifically is I just wanted to explain my intentions for the beta to release Let's Play and the channel in the future. Since the end goal of the Let's Play is to reach the latest version of the game, it's kind of going to take some time to get to the latest version. Each episode is obviously just an entire version, but there's a lot of versions of the game, so we're not going to get there instantly. But what I was thinking, since I have mentioned I wanted to add lore into the game as a part of the world, I wanted to add lore videos as well as Let's Plays to hopefully have sort of a written mythology type story that we can build on, like literally and figuratively. Obviously, it can be up to interpretation, but I want to add some kind of a story onto the world. This is going to add an element of meaning rather than just building. Each building, you'll know why it's there, you know what it is, and it all plays a role in the story in some way. I think adding a story onto the game with music and a mod with bosses, hopefully, is tough, but I think using all the creative outlets that Minecraft offers, I think that'll be pretty cool to sort of make the ultimate survival world. But I'm hoping I can have the story finished by the time I reach the full release episode. That way, when that is over, we can start a new chapter for the world. Because obviously each episode won't be about being in a new version, it'll be about something new. So, yes, but basically I tried explaining this in other videos, but I never really got my point across. But what story I would like to write is one about how an ancient civilization of builders gets traumatized from the dangers of the world and overcompensates out of fear, but ends up destroying themselves. Sounds super original, I know, but trust me, it'll be a lot more unique than just some cliche. And there's nothing wrong with doing a cliche either. I'm definitely open to that. But one thing that I wanted to mention is that the lore will be incorporated, will basically be built off of the lore the game already offers you. So if you don't know what I mean, these are things like jungle temples, desert temples, the end, you know, why they're all there, who built them, sort of just answering the questions, you know, like, well, why am I the only player in the game? Why is there only villagers? Why am I the only one? Things like that. Basically just taking those questions and answering them. If you don't know what I'm saying, go check out the Game Theory's Minecraft lore videos. They explained exactly what I'm going to be basing my story off of, and basically using those elements to create a foundation for the story. Obviously, I'm being quite vague about this because I want to leave the details to the videos I'll be making. It does take a while to explain, and it's never really why I go into full detail in any normal video because I know it's going to take too long. So I end up rambling halfway, and then I get basically explain half of a point, and I've just wasted like 20 minutes. So, yeah, I wanted to make a video to kind of explain all of this. But basically the story is about redemption, the belief that you could use power for good, basically kind of like challenging that. It's about fear, regret, revenge, redemption. It's a lot of R's. And power, obviously. In the meantime, I'm probably going to be uploading these lore videos fairly inconsistently because, one, I want to make sure the lore is rich and consistent. If the story is the base for everything we're doing, it needs to be really good, so I can't really like have a scheduled time. I need to make sure it's like really good. Also wanted to incorporate feedback into these videos because one person can't do it all, and I'm not the best writer in the world. I can try, but I'm a noob. Plus I make videos for other people to watch, so I don't want to make it a story that's entirely what I would want to write. And I wouldn't even call it my story. I think that's kind of, I don't really need to even be saying that. But it sort of leaves others out of the picture if that's what I was going to do. So I wanted to get other people's ideas that they would want to see and trying to add them into the story. Now it's going to take time because I need to gather enough feedback, so I need to wait long enough for get people's responses, and on top of that, incorporating those responses and feedback into the story. And one little change in a story can change the entire story. If you think about Lord of the Rings, and, you know, let's say Faramir goes to the Council of Elrond. I mean, you know, Faramir instead of Boromir. I mean, that literally changes everything. And it's one small change. So yeah, it'll take a while. Also, if you do have something to say, put some effort into it, because I know it might seem like it might be brushed off or, you know, looked over for whatever ideas you have, but it will definitely be considered. So really put as much effort into it as you can. It'll probably be incorporated. So don't be afraid to say what you think would be interesting, and usually more like polar opposites and extreme ideas is really helpful because it sort of breaks you out of a shell. Like for me, I only have so much knowledge on how to make a good story or what kind of narrative it should be, whereas an entire other person has so many other ideas and opinions that might totally change the story for better. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, and expect that in the future, and ciao.